I am continuing my mecha yin yang story, and this is the rest of page 2 from where I left off. Because for some reason, I had it like sectioned out. Alright, anyways. The lone machine smashed its hands on the table, giving out a scream. Good looked up, seeing a vague figure beyond the multiverse. I don't listen to anyone, Good said, focusing attention back to the two copies of Evil. The lone machine heard gossip from the other side of the table, their backs turned and occasionally looking at him. This angered him since the secret project was coming to light. The God Machine took it personally, no longer in the mindset of doing things for science, but simply for revenge. Take this, the machine said, coding a different program. The double Ouroboros snapped in half in the madness, the bubble containing the multiverse short-circuiting until the program swept through the bubble, muting Good's destruction until he was erased. What? Ah! Good cried as its last words before being edited away. Page 3. The new code edited yin and yang to their stereotypical opposites, where good was gentle and understanding, while evil is aggressive and violent. The God Machine patched up the double Ouroboros, but didn't want it organic this time, creating two mechanical snakes instead, which ran the new multiverse independently from yin and yang. Technically, yin and yang were not needed at all this time, but were used completely differently. The God Machine using evil to hunt down good like a cat and mouse game. There was one issue, though. There was too much love in the multiverse for evil to handle, since there wasn't much left over from good and evil's last battle, despite the reset. The evil code beyond repair. Yeah, so, evil couldn't be repaired despite the God Machine editing them and resetting their existences. Anyways, the greatest source of love and goodness was on Earth. And evil and good were now limited to mostly fighting in mortal forms instead of their essence. Alright. Alright. The rest of page 3. Evil was at its most powerful when life was still single-celled prokaryotes. But millions and billions of years was a blink to yin and yang, goodness countering with multi-celled eukaryotes. I meant to say that evil was powered by prokaryotes. But millions and years and billions of years on Earth were a blink of an eye to yin and yang, goodness countering with multi-celled eukaryotes. Good embodying killing for food, non-malicious need for survival, consent, caring or choosing to not to want to care for children despite the context. Evil wishing it could devour children for food, mocking good telepathically for its vicious trait evil should have, always gaslighting good into questioning itself, which appeared in the form of a fox chasing its prey, but a tear of sadness dropped from its face, slowing down until it was stunned with guilt, the fox choosing to go hungry and die. Another case of good hesitating, causing roots from a forest to not drain a certain vein of water. Oh, that's weird. Another case of good hesitating caused roots from a forest to not drain a certain vein of water for a future animal species very far away from it, but doing so killed the forest and thousands of species it housed. Evil spiritually nodding and clapping to good's plight. Too bad I have to kill you, evil laughed telepathically. Life evolved further into greater complexity with primates, different human species rising up at once, which made it easier for love and intelligence, weakening evil. Good could not hold back certain pressures that caused the Neanderthals to be killed by modern humans. Evil smirking weakly, ethereally. Once modern humans evolved more, they were the main vector to do battle in, since the life form was strongest in the multiverse despite them being so fragile. The human bodies were so weak that evil and good end up totally possessing anyone they interact with, fusing and unable to leave the mortal shells. Because of yin and yang becoming a part of humanity, they were turned into an impulse that evolved with them. So the concept of good, bad, yin, and yang were passed down through multiple cultures, this culminating in laws, ethics, norms, and rules in regular human societies. One of the first human societies that developed in Africa had a myth evolved around the concept of evil, known as Evet Al, by the educated elders who held back on teaching it to the rest of the tribe people. Only they knew how to challenge the Eve and its dark impulses, holding on to a dark secret that nobody should bear to know. The elders discovered the first math, the math of evil. It was their demise as they studied it more, going mad with rage and paranoia. Some of the most intelligent people went insane in these tribes, demanding all information, education, and knowledge should be abolished, sacrificing all the smart and intelligent people for fear that evil would break down society. Elder scientists who first demanded this sacrifice law across Africa had a type of blindfold on, protecting them for some of the evil math. They stood before a burning village crying, "It's time, we must give ourselves," they said, then shakily walked into the flames. Abolishing knowledge became passed down across the globe. The Christianity concept of evil the Christianity concept of Eve eating the apple from the tree of knowledge, thus damning the whole world, branched off from the African myths. But through time, curious and naive scientists in the modern day tested the evil, only to break down in paranoia and alcoholism, burning all the papers he wanted to publish. But the portal was safely destroyed, along with the mind of mankind.